So getting things underway. It's Paolini against Banyai. And we're underway with the men's epee team contest for the bronze medal. So if you're new to fencing, this is epee. The whole of the body is a target area, including the foot. You can hit down, right down low. And it's the only weapon that doubles can be scored. So you can get 2 lights on the box, and both fencers will get a point if they hit within, it's almost simultaneously. It's within fractions of a second. It's a point weapon. You can only score with the point of the epee, and if you hit the end of the weapon, then it will register. The guard is obviously earth, so if you hit the guard of your opponent, then it won't score, but the wrist, that hits the wrist. So you'll see epeists going on kind of multiple attacks, so compound attacks, so they go once, twice, 3 times. Just to absolutely make sure. So wrist, shoulder, chest is like how they would go on an attack. Unless they go on a full-on flesh attack where they just dive in and launch themselves. It means arrow in French. Flesh. So 1 apiece. The other thing about epee is that a lead is so important because you can double things out and you can protect a lead much easier than in foil or sabre, where if your opponent suddenly gets a run and gets a run on you, it's much harder to come from behind in epee. And because of that, no one really wants to give a lead to their opponent. So particularly when the scores get tied like this. And a few seasons ago, they introduced this new rule of the non-combativity yellow card. In team fencing, they used to, if they went non-combativity, they used to just roll through to the next fight. Or in an individual, they would roll through to the next period. You wouldn't have the minute break. They would just say, okay, you're not fighting, let's just roll on, roll on. And then sometimes you get matches where they would do that like 3 times, and then suddenly you'd be in a priority minute at the end, and the match would be over within a minute or so. So the International Fencing Federation decided that that wasn't great for the sport. They wanted to be able to kind of make sure that the matches at least lasted. So now they have this passivity card. It doesn't matter so much when the scores are tied, but if one team now gets the lead and the other team doesn't fence and they go for a whole minute without a hit being scored, then it is the trailing team that will be carded and give a point to the opponent. So the fact that we've gone to P yellows right now means that Hungary are kind of in the box seat when it comes to the passivity cards. So the first of the 9 bouts is done and dusted, and we will roll on through. So if you're new to team fencing, then it's 3 on a team with 1 reserve, and this substitute can be brought in tactically or for injuries, and they all fence each other. And if you're on the right side or the left-hand side of the draw, it depends on when your anchor. Generally, most teams will put their best fencer on so that they come on last in the 9th. And if you're on the right of the draw, then you go first, 5th, and 9th. And if you're on the left of the draw, it's 2nd, 6th, and 9th. Armello for Italy is on against Castelli of Hungary. And Armello is the anchor. Filippo Amelli, he's 21 years old. He's world ranked 95 in the world. And he has leveled the score. So this season, Amelli's been to a couple of World Cups, a couple of Grand Prix. His best, he was like 30th, so made the 32 in the Grand Prix in Hungary. And at 21 years old, you've got to think that he will be aiming to get onto that Italian team. It's so difficult for the likes of Italy and Hungary when their teams are so strong. But Armello is doing really well here. 4 single lights, lovely little ducking counter. So he lured his opponent, Castelli, into the attack, dropped down onto his haunches so that the point of his opponent's blade went over the top and then attacked, and that was a lovely parry riposte. So Armello is doing great work here, 5-0 in this leg, and he has been told to go out. He is their impact fencer. I've got to say, I watched the semi-finals, and he was the one that was doing the damage. So 10 is the target for this second period. And look at this, 6-1. One of these new breeds of epeists that not particularly tall, but super fast. Kind of like the Max Heinzer breed, you know, in and out, very busy, very fast. Super exciting to watch. So the question is, can Armello get to 10 before the time runs out? Oh. Well, I think Castelli has maybe just worked out Armello a little bit here. And because of that, Armello has decided to change weapons. And coincidentally, while he's changing weapons, there's a little bit of a chat with the coach. Checks the guard to make sure that the guard is earthed. No light should come on. And they are off again. So will Armello just kind of back away, because he's let 2 points go. He's let Hungary slightly back into this. He's still got 6-3 lead in this second leg. No, he won't. Beautiful defense. Great stuff from Filippo Armello, who wins that one comfortably, 8-3, and has raced the score on to 10-6. Now, coming on for Italy is Giulio Gaetani. And for Hungary, it's Gergely Kovacs. Is it Kovacs? Yes, Kovacs comes on. 3 for Hungary. A bit of something in his mask. Not sure why he wanted that. He threw it at the coach's box, the team box. So here we go with leg 3 of 9. So Giulio Gaetani is 23 years old. He's world rank 131. And he's up against the 20-year-old Gergely Kovacs, who's world rank 126. So referee's just checking the video.
Però ce la giochiamo così eventualmente?
Point stands. It's not a commanding lead already, but it is a substantial lead for the Italians. Great work from Gaetani to work off the blade of his opponent. You can't quite see the full action there. That was just the finish of it. But the good work was done when he closed the distance and launched the attack. And now Hungary, well, they're in a spotted bother here. Well, the Italians, when they came onto the piece and their little pre-match hacker, I call it the hacker, their pre-match hacker, fencing hacker, was "I love you" in Chinese, but there's not been much love given to the Hungarian team. They have a comfortable 5-point lead. Double scored. And that was Kovacs. So that's important when you look at the doubles. Who launched the attack? So doubles are, you know, you can count doubles, but the most important thing with a double is who was the one that was defending and doubled out. And if you have a fencer who can only score points on doubles, and you're fencing against them, and you think, right, okay, I can hit you with a single light, or I can hit you on defense with a single light, but all you can really do is score doubles against me. That time Kovacs gets a defensive single light. So he's first in this third period. Gaetani is so good on his feet, so well balanced, and movement. Close quarters, referee's called halt. So 15, the target score reached, and the Italians are romping away with this. A 5-3 win, Gaetani over Kovacs. And apart from the very first period, which it was 3-2 to Hungary, when Armello came on, won that one 8-3. Gaetani's just won 5-3. So we've seen all the fencers, and Paolini, who came on first for Italy, is back on. And we've had a substitution for the Italian team. The substitute is on. It's Saba Fenivesi. So Fenivesi is on. Yeah, Fenivesi's on for Castelli, and Castelli lost that one, the second fight's 8-3, so it's a tactical substitution, and they're going to give Fenivesi a go. Saba Fenivesi is 26 years old. He's world ranked 317. Apologies for anyone who speaks Italian for any of the bad language that might have been transmitted there. Italy are romping away with this. We're not even halfway through, and they are absolutely dominating this match. Great display of attacking epee fencing. It's much better to see than that defensive kind of pokey, wait for non-combativity to be called. Paolini just going straight at that one, and that was done and dusted within, yeah, what was it? It was 1:13 left on the clock. So 5-2 the score, and they now have a 9-point lead, and Gaetani is on. Zomba Banyai for Hungary is up against Giulio Gaetani of Italy, 23 years old. And now Gaetani won against Kovacs 5-3. And Banyai is the only Hungarian fencer on a positive indicator. He won the first bout at 3-2. So can he maintain that? It's kind of like, it's like, compare everything to football, don't we? But it's kind of like being on a football team, and you score a hat trick, you score three goals, but your team loses 5-3. It's a kind of if you come off a losing team fencing contest and you have a positive indicator of maybe 5 or 10, and your team still loses, Still not very happy, because it's all about the team. It's about the team performance. So Banyai is currently now on a 0 indicator. So he was 1 point up in the first period, won that one against Paolini 3-2. And he is maintaining that positive indicator now, tied in this fifth. Flamboyant attack by Gaetani, doubled out by Banyai. And the Italians are not wasting any time here. Eager to get on with it. So one more required for Italy will see us through to the 6th period. And there we go. Ha! That's how you do it. And a great celebration as well from Gaetani. Well, it was what we call it. We call that a Kodak moment. Great showboating over the back of the head, hit to the back of your opponent, whip the mask off, nod to your team, hands on hips. Yeah. Well, it's still very entertaining, gotta say, although it's very one-sided. It's entertaining because the Italian team are so flamboyant and going at it so with such the right spirit. So coming on in the 6th, it's Amello against Kovacs. Kovacs lost his first fight against Gaetani 5-3. Amello was the one that did all the damage against Kasithi 8-3. And on paper, Amello is their go-to. It's hard to see how. I mean, I watched the semi-finals, and but all the semi-finals were going on at the same time. So both the 2 men's epee semi-finals and the 2 women's foil were going on. And I was trying to keep an eye on all of them. And this seems like a different team that lost to China. China got an early lead and then was able just to kind of build as they went into the final period. Amello was the anchor and he won the last period 8-5, but they handed over to him with a 10-point deficit. It was 40-30 when he came onto the piece in that final fight. And Wan Xiji of China was able to win it. All right, so we're going to change body wires here. So you just tie a little knot and then thread it through. And Bit of a new body wire. So it runs down the sleeve and then round to the back. And it saves taking your jacket off. So you just tie a knot in the old one and the new one, and then just pull it through, and then plug it in, and we're good to go. Where's his mask? He needs a mask. New weapon. This is like an actual technical problem. Sometimes in fencing, you'll see fencers like change weapons tactically in order to give themselves some time. This is actually a problem that he's managed to sort out, and we're good to go again. Oh no. Stray white lights. Right. So Armello is not going to waste any time here. Italy have a commanding lead. He's 3-0 up in this leg. Wow, lovely attack, lovely. Kovacs up. Okay, I'm going to get something here. If you double me out, I don't care. I'm just attacking. Double scored, and that is it for the second third of this match. We're going into the final third. And normally when you go into the seventh, it's like, okay, this is when the crunch happens and things accelerate, but they've already accelerated for Italy. So there's no way back. But it's going to be very, very hard for the Hungarian team to win the bronze medal here. So Saba Fenivesi is on for Hungary. And Giulio Gaetani for Italy. Well, Gaetani perhaps from a little too far out there. Didn't quite get the distance right. These attacks to the foot, they're fake attacks. They're not really attacks. He's just showing his opponent that he is like down low. I'm down low. Hit me, hit me. And then it's all about the second intention. Double score, but it's only going to help the Italians as they move through to the target score. Oh, is he okay? Yes. And Gaetani's work is done. And Gaetani finishes on a +7 indicator. So we're talking about indicators in the early rounds. Gaetani's work for the team has been really, really good. In fact, all the Italians are going to finish on plus indicators. It's just a question of how many they are ahead. Paolini for Italy, Kovacs for Hungary. Kovacs probably their best. Well, lost 5-3, lost 5-3. So he's on a -4 indicator. But he's probably the best on the Hungarian team. Certainly the one the Italians are the most wary of. You know, they can't score as freely against Kovacs as they have against some of the others. He presses well and he keeps them under control. It's great that the whole Italian team have a very similar way of fencing. They have this new approach of being super fast and aggressive and trying to take the match to their opponents. There we go, 5-4. So Paolini. Paolini finishes on a one. A +3, so only a +3 for Paolini, and Amello comes on for Italy. Filippo Amello, 95th in the world, the 21-year-old, and he is up against Zomba Banyai, 26. I think Amello might be one to watch for the future. It's so hard to get onto the Italian national team, the top 3, if you like, to go to, or top 4 to go to World Championships, European Championships, Olympic Games. But it's on the cards for Amello. His career pathway is definitely heading that way. Double scored. After all that hard work from Banyai, pushing Amello right back into the hatching there. Amello was able to get out, launch the attack, and Banyai, all he could do was double out in the end. Single light. Banyai asking for the referee to test his weapon. Checking the body wire, and it works. Amello really worked off the blade there, beat the blade out of the way to get inside and get the distance to score the hit. Double scored, so we are 1 point away from the bronze medal being hung around the Italian's neck, and really from the second period on, when Filippo Amello came on to this match, it was one-way traffic. One-way traffic for the Italians. They speed it down like that, like the A4 autostrada that links Turin to Milan. Lucky they didn't get a speeding ticket. the way that they went through and won that bronze medal match. So congratulations to the Italians. Race to the bronze. The Ferrari of men's team epee. It's a shame they're not in the final, but they lost to China. But very, very happy with the bronze medal.
Let's applaud for the finishers from both teams.
So confirmation that it is Italy that have taken the bronze medal. It was one-sided, but it was entertaining. Well, the Hungarians, disappointment, just missing out on a medal. And confirmation, look at that score, 45-25. It was a little bit of a walkover, but it was great stuff from the Italian team.
Peter Roman Hispoli, Germany Kovac, Julio Gaetani,
Whitey! 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 Whitey!